Hi there, and welcome to Enlightened Super Trader Education's market update, dated the 6th of July. So make sure to also read our blog. There's also a blog about how to trade trend breakouts objectively. And also watch out for the events for next week, okay, for your free education. And then without further ado, let's start and look at the markets and see based on forecasting and what we can create from there. All right, so looking at the weekly time frame here of the S&P 500, you'll notice that the market actually finished really strong today, 0.86%. And notice as well that it created a higher low. These are, if you've been following my forecast for a long time, this is definitely a good strong area of demand. Notice that when price reaches around this area of demand, it rebounds all the way back up, and hence finishing it nice and strong, which is actually high compared to the previous high from last week. So where to from here? Well, there's definitely a barrier of this primary downtrend line right here. Now, once it breaks through this, which is also a good solid supply level, then definitely the 2790 all the way to 2801, which is this one right here, 27904, which is the last high, will be tested. If so, can they break through that high, 27904? Odds and probability they would is highly probable. However, anything can happen from there. If they're not willing to break out within this downtrend line, then price will head back on this side. So there's a caveat, there is a condition that if price is not willing to surpass approximately around 2,777, and the barrier of this downtrend line, then this is going to tank all the way back down here to retest this trend line once again. But if not, if it breaks out, and hence trend breakouts, right? If you want to know more, watch the video that I basically did in terms of a workshop this week. If so, and win the breakout, then the probability the price will head back up to this good level of supply is highly probable to create a new higher high. Right, so based that's on a medium time frame. If I go through the monthly time frame as well, notice that they are just covering this upper shadow right here, which is a very significant areas as well of price. But if not, if they're by the end of the month and no one's willing to surpass 27901, then this is definitely, I'm going to be bearish as of August, all the way to perhaps the end of the year. Okay, so just watch out for some high volatility coming in. So looking at the daily time frame, definitely there's some room to head back up. So short-term bullish from 2,759 all the way to approximately 2,774, somewhere there. If it breaks out through this trend line, downtrend line, then it will retest 2,790.2. But if not, then we're going to see a downturn of price to the downside. Then if they're not willing, then I'll be bearish basically with the S&P. Okay, so that's within the S&P 500. If you look at the volatility index, same thing. Actually, it dropped 10% today, approaching a good area of demand right at this point in time. But if you look at the monthly chart as of last month, notice the uncertainty. You notice this one, February, a lot of volatility. Long term, I'm still very bullish, to be honest. So it's just a matter of time. Looks actually really, really good. And on the weekly time frame, there's a very bearish candle right there. So consolidation probably around the 12-point mark before it's going to head back up to the upside. So notice they fill in the gap right there. Right, and looking at the daily time frame, the time frame was very bearish. There's some distance between 13 to 12 So I'm still bearish with the VIX, hence short-term bullish with the S&P. Okay, that's with the S&P 500. I'll go through the Dow very quickly. So Dow's weekly time frame, same thing, create a higher low. I'm also bullish with this medium term to test around 25,273. So medium term, I'm bullish. Let's look at the monthly here for a second. Yeah, there's a lot of dojies, uncertainty right at this point in time. It's actually kind of interesting because unemployment rate increased today from 3.8 to 4%. So, and the market actually finished really strong. So something is not right there. Okay, so short-term bullish, medium-term to longer-term bearish with the Dow. All right, looking at the dollar index. The dollar index actually broke out a significant demand, which is also the low right here of 94.17. I am bearish with the dollar index all around to around 93.4 area. So if I go shortly for a second for the monthly time frame, creating simply from a correction all the way back down to perhaps 91, 90.3, but they need to retest back to you the 23.6 point mark. So medium to longer term, just forming a bearish for the next month or so. Weekly time frame, I'm also bearish. However, I'm aware with this low right there, this higher low, and because it's also a very bullish force right there, a lot of momentum. So price can easily come back down to 1996, reverting to a bullish. So this is what's gonna happen. Look like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so from a either lower low or higher low to a lower high or a new higher high. So, but there's this distance that it has to cover, and hence on the daily time frame, a lot of force from the 30 candle, a push based on our methodology. We have a method 2 methodology, a lot of force based on that, on the news based, and back down to the demand. So that being said, I am bullish, still continuation of bullish of the euro against the US dollar. Let's look at oil. So looking at that, creating new higher highs from a bullish to bearish with a short-term correction, very bullish stability, correction before continuation. And so medium-term correction, longer-term bullish, short-term to continuation to the downside as a form of a correction. But notice you don't have a higher high. You need a lower high. I'm sorry, you have a higher high. There's no lower high, but you have a new lower low. So my next forecast would be a lower high before a new lower low. Brent oil, same. It's actually just a little bit more stronger. Correction, continuation. So bullish short term before a bearish move to the downside medium term. Okay, so very strong. Notice it finished like this. You have a lower high. So medium term, actually, I'm bearish, creating new, either new lower low or higher low. All right, that's with oil. Let's look at gold stabilization, stability. So now will be no longer be valid at one point. So good area of demand around $1,250 an ounce. So there's a big range between 1240 and 1250. Odds and probability, very bullish. One that's going to happen next week is highly probable. So medium term, I'm bullish. Short term, correction. However, I'm also bullish short term all the way to 1,285. Copper is the weakest link. It's been dropping and also running out of steam. I'm currently now bullish coming up. Gonna see some form of stability. Really good area of demand around the 280 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the past 4 weeks has been very bearish. So I'm going to see some form of stability before a correction that's going to happen. Last but not the least, let's look at the Treasury yield based on the 30-year yield. Also stability. See, also very bearish right there, right? And the dollar index being actually lagging, so there's more room for the dollar index to follow. I won't be surprised if this is also going to rebound back to around the 30 area mark. Okay, so from a correction before continuation of price to the downside. All right, so that's it for me in regards to the macro fundamentals. What I will be looking at for next week, there's quite a few in terms of possibilities of trade. I'll go through first with the Aussie against the US dollar. There's a possibility of a continuation of the price back to 75, 75.50, all the way perhaps around 76, but 75 is a good bear. So I'm bullish with the Aussie against the US dollar. So there's a continuation, higher low, new higher highs, creating to about around 75 area. And then euro, US dollar. Likewise, there's some room for the euro against the US dollar to go around 118 here to retest the high of this one of 118.52. Can it create a new higher high? There's a possibility, but if not within this range, then back to shorting time, because the weekly time frame is a lot of force within this week right here in the candle. 1, 2, 3. It's taking 3 weeks to push it up with 1 week of bears, right? So if it doesn't want to create a new higher high, then we'll be shorting this because there's more, the chances are more, but probably it will drop even further. It's highly probable as well from there, since it's still very bearish. All right, so those are my 2 potential trades. Hope you enjoyed it, and take care until next time, guys. Happy trading. We'll see you guys later on. Okay, so make sure to check out our blog. So here's the blog on how to trade trend breakouts. Just click to our website, esdtrader.com, and click on the blog. And also make sure to keep an eye on our events in terms of free education. All right, guys. Happy trading. I hope you guys did very well this week. This week actually was an awesome week, and we're going to do the same for next week. Take care until next time. Happy trading. See you later.